What is going on, everyone? Coach Ed here, coming to you with another Nick that thought about the New York Knicks. Yeah, a lot going on. I mean, got summer league going on right now. Um, talked to you recently about the trade, the OB trade. Signing of Dante DiVincenzo. So, got something I want to read in the article, and I want to talk about it a little bit, give you my perspective, maybe get a little bit of what you guys think. So let's dive into that. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, you know the routine. Hit the notification, hit the subscribe. This way you will know when I post new content. Everyone, please like and share on all your social media platforms. This way you'll help the channel grow. I really appreciate those who have been helping me since day one and those who have jumped on, helping along the way. Everything has been going great. So I really appreciate you guys. And to all my sponsors, Shadow Worlds Radio, the League of All League Alliance, Get Out Travels, Wise Consulted Solutions, Jersey Bearcats. Thank you all for believing in me, being there with me. Couldn't be doing this without you guys. So thank you. So I read an article on SB Nation. Um, it's the Knicks version of SB Nation, and the title is Addressing the Knicks' Backup Power Forward Situation. So, traded Obi. All right. Whether you like it, whether you don't, he's not here anymore. So we got to move on. I mean, that's just the reality of it. But now it goes into what are we going to do as a backup? Because right now, if you look at the roster, unless someone they make a nice trade or they get a good signing, so someone slips in that what we weren't expecting and really steps up. The way it's constructed, you really don't have a true four or even a stretch four behind Julius Randle. So does that mean, excuse me, Julius is going to be playing more minutes, or are they going to go with some other contingency plans? Now, in reading this article, it talks about the Knicks and the traditional fours, but the Knicks don't have. But there are three options that the article pointed to. And when I saw the article, it's like, no, it doesn't make sense for two of them. But let me get into that. It speaks about Isaiah Roby, who's now playing in Summer League. I mean, when he was with Oklahoma City, he seemed to have a little something there. So there is that possibility. Then you also have RJ Barrett and Josh Hart. Now you might say, wait a minute, that would make us real small. And yes, I agree with that. It would make us small. But first and foremost, a lot more teams are going small nowadays. But it makes sense. I mean, Josh Hart for everything. If he was 6'9", 6'10", he'd be a beast of a stretch four. But he's 6'4", 6'5". But he goes out there. He's that glue guy. He definitely gives you everything he has. He has that toughness, that grittiness. He represents New York through and through. So I don't have an issue with that, in he's being the backup for. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. And then you have RJ. Now, RJ, yes, he starts, but then when you transition, allowing him to be with that second unit, pretty much same size, 6'5", as Josh Hart, but he's also going to be aligned up. See, and that's the thing with Hart and Barrett is they would also be aligned with DiVincenzo and quickly. So when you look at that, and then depending on who else, if you want not Quentin Grimes, sorry, yeah, Quentin Grimes if he wants to stay with him, or Deuce McBride. So that gives you a nice little lineup. It's you might say a little bit small. You might have to give up rebounding, but if you have Hartenstein in there, he does a lot of those rebounds. He gets those offensive rebounds. So it's you're not losing completely. You're not going completely small, but you still have a sense of rebounding. And don't forget, they can crash the board. So it also allows them to go up against the other team's second unit, and that's where Josh Hart and RJ Barrett comes into play. Now, Isaiah Roby, it says here in the article, he did have a down year last year, 11.3 minutes per game in 42 games. But he could also provide a lot what Tobin provided. Now, he's not as athletic as Obi, but he has the more defensive potential where he has a 7'3" wingspan. Now he has shooting. During the 21-22 campaign with Oklahoma City, he averaged 10.1 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists per game, 51.4 shooting, and 44.4 from three-point shooting. So when you look at those numbers, I can see it. I can understand. He gives you a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more size than Barrett and Hart, but the defense is there, which is going to be a big thing with Tibbs, and he could fit into the rotation if he is properly developed and he gets back to what he was given. If he could give the Knicks what he had at Oklahoma City, RJ, what he's definitely going to bring, and he would be better suited in the second half, second with the second lineup. But he should do well. In the second unit, like I said, with Quickly, DiVincenzo. In the second unit, he's going to be surrounded with shooting, which would also give him the freedom that he would need. So he's not going to be facing a lot of congestion in the middle. So it does help you there. Now, there's one other option that you use briefly and that's if you want to go big. If you really want to go big with and add Jericho Sims, to play a little bit of the power forward. I can see it. I understand it. So that also gives you matchup ability. So teams are getting a little bit bigger. Okay, you can bring them out there. You can bring Jericho out along with that unit, and you can do certain things. So I read the article. It's an interesting thought. I'm not as overly concerned right now, like many other Knicks. Yes, they may have to do something. Yes, they may do something. We don't know. But it's not as dire as some within the Knicks fandom have made it out to be. And when you sit down, you really evaluate it and you think about it and you break it down, yeah. Because remember, there are teams that are going small and they're spreading the floor. They're getting a lot of movement. They're shooting. They're attacking, and it allows them to attack the rim that way. And if you have guys like Quickly and Deuce handling the point, DiVincenzo he could shoot the rock and he could still attack. Having Barrett out there, having Hart out there, it's perfectly fine. If you want to go a little bit bigger, bring in Roby, if he makes the roster and he can perform like he did with Oklahoma City. And if you really want to go get big, then Hartenstein and Jericho Sims. So to match up an opportunity, it gives you more. So I'm intrigued. So you guys let me know what you think, man. Put something in the comment about this. Do you like it? Is it way off base? Do you have another option? You let me know. I'll also leave the information on the article so you can go in and read it yourself, really dive into it. Maybe I missed something that you want to bring to my attention. So let me know. So, well, that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. So thanks for everyone for tuning in today. I really appreciate you guys. And always remember what I say in sports, make sure you turn it on and turn it up. Peace.